Getting super mines in Chimps mode is definitely a challenge, especially if you're someone like the Bloon who would just rather get Supreme Avocado to do it. But how hard is it to do this on a beginner map on Chimps? And if you're crazy, how hard would it be to do it on an expert map instead? So let's take a look at this guy. This guy costs $151,000 and it's quite expensive. Of course, the Chimps budget is only $178,909.4, but we've got this crazy little guy called Corvus here who can do that, yeah, in Chimps mode. So let's do some abusing of this new hero and let's get super mines in Chimps mode on an expert map. Infernal right here. Let's start off with this. So to start off, the early game was pretty simple. I just had to refigure out how to do the 0-1-2 boomerang micro, which would allow me to get Corvus as soon as possible. I think it was round 13 or 14, somewhere around there. But once I got Corvus, I kind of just saved all the way up until I could get my spike factory set up, and I'll have my the spiked mines just dealing enough damage while I'm trying to get Corvus levels up with the nourishment. I have to get that particular setup right there, and then get forward too, so I can actually get my spike mine doing something. From here, it's just spamming the hell out of nourishment until I get level 20, which will come by around 94, but in the 80s, I kind of have to start doing a bit of micro. And now, even though this hero is ridiculously overpowered, this run was actually very, very hard. And it took a while to do, and you might have seen it on stream, and if you watched the entire thing on stream, that would be kind of crazy, because it took over 2 hours. So yeah, but anyways, most of the difficulties, because this is only the second time I've used Corvus, and I decided to do quite a difficult challenge without much experience. I learned quite a few things, especially like you have to use Overlord and Hand while in range. I did not really know that until round 100, surprisingly. But yeah, it was a pretty cool run, and I'm really proud of it, especially after the result, and a bunch of people helped me out there too. So like MBM and Alk and a few others in the chat, so they were nice to help me out. So yeah, anyways, from there, about round 90 or so, I'm starting to like get close to max level. I really have all of the big levels that I needed, so I was able to just use some of the combos like the Repel and Ember, and the other ones I think it's like Aggression and Spear. So yeah, I was able to use that. DDTs I just took out with the Hands Echo combo, and for the ZMGs I used Overlord, Overload. That really just takes out the ZMGs very easily, which is pretty nice. And then I teleported from the top island to the bottom island, which is kind of necessary to like be in range and get the nourishment up. Not the nourishment, the mana up. And then I also had the Relentless Glue at the top. That was also kind of needed just to make sure DDTs and Moabs, especially like just those ZMGs too, those guys just didn't get anywhere. So that's the rest. I will play out the last 5 rounds for you and enjoy the rest of this. This definitely was one crazy run and a crazy introduction to Corvus.